you can tell by the title, this video is about Taylor Swift. A lot of people have like very strong opinions about Taylor Swift. You either like love her with a burning passion, or you hate her, or maybe not hate her, but just like don't really care for her. So if you're one of those people that just don't give a shit about Taylor Swift, then bye. But clearly I'm one of those people that love her. So today I'm going to be ranking all of her albums and ranking all of her songs on my favorite album.
Yeah, that doesn't end up happening in this video.
I was going to do like ranking every single one of Taylor Swift's songs, but there's a lot of them and I think that would literally take me like hours to do. But if some miracle happens and this video does well, which when has one of my YouTube videos ever done well? Never. So the chance of that happening, did I even tell you what I was about to do? Anyway, the point is, if this video for some reason does well, I will do that. I will do a video of ranking every single one of Taylor Swift's songs, which I'm kind of don't want to do because again, like I said, that's a lot of songs and I wouldn't even know where to start. So Taylor Swift has 10 albums out and I'm not including like how do I word this? Going crazy at me. But like I said, nobody's watching this, so no one's going to be going crazy except for me. So obviously I'm gonna start ranking them from worst to best. I feel like that's how most people do rankings. Also, when I say worst, I don't mean it's like the worst album of any album ever created. I just mean it's the worst out of all of her albums. It's not even the worst. It's a good album. It's just compared to her other ones, I don't like it as much. Get what I'm saying? Okay, good. So the first album up on this list, I think I'm gonna have to go with her very first album, Taylor Swift. Now, I know some people might start yelling because, you know, it's her first album and like, how could you rank it so low and all this stuff. Taylor Swift's first album is very country and I am just not a country girl. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a good album. There's nothing wrong with it. There are like a handful of songs on there that I love and they're really good songs. Like, I listen to them all the time. But the rest of them are just like, nah. They're very country and personally I just don't like country, so that's why I don't like songs. I will say a few of my favorites are, of course, Our Song. It's just like a classic. It's just like our song. Like, if you don't know Our Song, then like, do you really know Taylor Swift? But my personal favorite from the album definitely has to be Teardrops on My Guitar. That is like, it's one of my all-time favorite Taylor Swift songs. So next up in the number 9 spot is Evermore. And I know people are gonna be like going crazy. How could you put Evermore so low? But like, come on guys, we can't put every album as number 1. I mean, I guess we could, but like, you know, we gotta make a video, so somebody's gotta take these lower spots, and I'm giving number 9 to Evermore. Again, nothing wrong with it. It's a good album, but I feel like that genre of music is just not really my, I don't know, it's not my type of music. The songs that are on there are good. Like, there are, again, a few songs that I love. Like, for example, Willow and like Nobody No Crime. Yes, such a good song. But it just doesn't really compare to me like to the other albums. It's I don't know, the other albums that Taylor has are just like, they're so good. And this one is good too, but in my opinion, it's just not as good as her other ones. Next up on the list, following Evermore in 8th place, is Folklore. And again, I feel like a lot of people, like some people get confused with Evermore and Folklore. And I'm not ashamed, I do get confused sometimes too. Again, it's not like my type of music. I don't know. I actually, what am I trying to say? There are actually like a good chunk of songs on Folklore that I really love, like Exile, Cardigan, August, The One. Actually, there's a lot of songs on there that I like. Betty, My Tears Ricochet, Mad Woman. But I don't know, like her other albums, again, I just feel like I'm repeating myself at this point. I feel like these bottom three are just like, they're good, but the next albums that I'm about to go through are just like, it was so hard to rank them. Like I could put the next 7 all at number 1 if I could, because I just love them all so much. Yeah, I put Evermore. Did I say Evermore?
Huh?
Sorry, I'm getting them confused. I put Folklore at number 8. This album does break my heart a little to put this low, because one of my all-time favorite Taylor Swift songs is on this album, but I am ranking the albums as a whole. So the album as a whole gets this low on the list. It does break my heart a little. Number 7 on the list is Midnights. I love Midnights. Like, don't get me, it's such a good album. I don't even really have any flaws to say about it. I love so many songs on there. As I was saying, one of my all-time favorite songs is on there, Paris. Love that song. Like, literally love that song. Ranking the album as a whole, it just doesn't compare to Taylor Swift's other albums. Of course, I have to make a few honorable mentions for like every album. Just list out some of my favorites on there. Of course, Paris, Midnight Rain, Karma. Literally, like, I'm like so happy that Karma is like the closing song for the Eras tour. Like, The Great War, that one is so good. It kind of makes me want to change the ranking. I'm happy with my ranking. This is as good as it's gonna get. At number 6, again, this is just, it's breaking my heart because I love so many songs on this album. Like, probably all of the songs on this album, actually. At number 6 is Red. For like this moment in my life, I was listening to All Too Well, the 10-minute version, like every second of every minute of every day. I would listen to the song, and as soon as it was done, I would listen to it again. And it's a 10-minute song, so it's pretty long, you know? Like, there's not many 10-minute songs out there. And again, there's just so many good songs. The Very First Night, Red, like the song Red, not just the album, but like Red, the song. It, again, I keep saying this, I keep repeating myself, and I keep saying that I'm repeating myself, so I'm repeating that I'm saying that I'm repeating myself. But it does break my heart to put this album this low on the list. I feel like it deserves higher, but so do the ones above it, and so do the ones below it, and just like, this is so hard to rank. My final decision is Red at 6. In 5th place, I'm still like kind of torn whether or not I should put it in 5th, but I'm gonna put it at 5th. And that is 1989. As you guys know, 1989, Taylor's version, just released. It definitely has like changed my perspective on the album. I remember back like maybe 2018 me, 1989 was my favorite album, and I definitely do still love the album, but I don't know, it's so hard to rank these. Oh my god. My favorite on 1989 is definitely I Wish You Would. That was my favorite Taylor Swift song for quite a while. I don't know what happened. It's so good. I feel like it's an underrated song. I feel like people don't talk about it as much, and it's a really, really good song. So if you've never listened to I Wish You Would, you should listen to it. If you don't like Taylor Swift, then you're probably not gonna like it. But if you like Taylor Swift and you haven't listened to I Wish You Would, then you should definitely go listen to I Wish You Would. Also, How You Get the Girl, loved that one. Clean, I was obsessed with Clean. New Romantics, love it, love it, love it, love it. And also like her new ones from the Vault, Slut. What? It's so good. Moving on to 4th place. This one I feel like tears me a little bit more inside than all the other albums. That is Fearless. Fearless is the album that got me into Taylor Swift. It is the first album I started listening to. Fearless is what made me fall in love with Taylor Swift. Back, I think when I was in grade 3, my mom downloaded a bunch of like random songs on her phone. She just like downloaded like a whack of just random songs. And I was just going through all the songs one day. I saw this artist, Taylor Swift. There was an album that my mom had downloaded by her called Fearless. I listened to all of the songs on the album and I was obsessed and have been ever since. So I feel like putting Fearless at 4th just breaks me a little because I feel like it deserves number 1s. It's what made me fall in love with Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift. I don't know. I mean, obviously that was a while ago. Just because it's the album that made me fall in love with her doesn't mean it needs to be my favorite album all the time. I don't know. It is a really good album. They're all good. What am I saying? I can actually say that I love every single song on this album. There is not a bad song on this album. I'm just thinking, is there a bad song? No, there's not, because they're all freaking amazing. I remember when I was younger, Forever and Always was my favorite. It was my favorite, and I still do love it. Probably not as much as I did when I was in grade 3. Superstar is definitely like one of my favorites on the album. It's a good song. Moving right along to the top 3. In 3rd place, we have Speak Now. I love Speak Now. It's a really good album. It's definitely my favorite out of her older album. I feel like when Taylor's version of Speak Now got dropped, it made me fall in love with the album a little more. And I think that is what made it overtake Fearless. Before, Fearless was definitely above Speak Now, but after Taylor's version, Speak Now is above Fearless. Again, this is one of the albums that I listened to back when I first started listening to Taylor Swift. My mom had downloaded a few songs from Speak Now, but not all the songs off the album, so that's why I think I liked the Fearless album more when I was younger. One of my favorites was definitely Back to December. I loved that song when I was younger. And Mine. Those were the two that I specifically remember she had downloaded on her phone, and I loved those. Enchanted is most definitely my favorite off of the album though. I love it. I love it so much. And I love Speak Now. And I love Taylor Swift. And moving on to number 2 is Reputation. Now, this one has me shocked. When I was younger and Reputation first came out, I did not like the album or any of the songs whatsoever because I just was not used to that from Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift was always like the very like, you know, like uplifting, happy, girly girl, soft sweetie. Ew, soft sweetie? Ew. But you get the gist. She had her genre of music, and then when she released Reputation, it was so different. And I was just mind blown that that was Taylor Swift. Look What You Made Me Do. I was like flabbergasted that Taylor Swift would release a song like this. And I just didn't really give the album a chance because I just thought I wasn't gonna like it. I was like, this is not Taylor Swift. I don't want to listen to this. So for many, many years, Reputation was my least favorite album. I think the only 2 songs on the album I liked was Gorgeous and This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. All the other songs just, meh. No. Bye! But then recently, well not recently, maybe in the last 2 years, year or two, I actually gave Reputation a chance. I was like, you know, I love Taylor Swift and I really haven't listened to her Reputation album that much. And I know it's because I don't like it, but do I really know if I like it or not? Because I haven't really listened to it, so how do I know if I don't like it? So I gave it a chance and I was like cleaning my room and stuff, and while I was cleaning, I let the Reputation album play in the background, and I freaking love this album. I love this album. I don't know, it's very different from all of her other albums, and I think that's what makes me love it so much. It's just different, and I like it. My favorites on the album is probably, well, I love them all. It's so hard. But definitely Ready For It. I don't know. It's so like, I love it. I just love how like fast paced it is. It's just so different. Like if you listen to Ready For It and then you listen to like White Horse, you'd be like, is this the same artist? Huh? They're so different. But I don't know. I think that's what makes me like it. I also love Dress. It's such a good song. Call It What You Want, Delicate, Getaway Car. I love them all. Don't Blame Me. Love that one. And even Look What You Made Me Do. Like even after listening to all the songs in the album, I was still very against Look What You Made Me Do. I was very against that song back when it first came out, and I was still very against it now. But even Look What You Made Me Do is a good song. Like, I mean, it's Taylor Swift. It's always gonna be a good song. I don't know, I have a soft spot for it. And I am so excited for when Reputation Taylor's version comes out. Like, I'm so excited. You don't understand how excited I am. Like, I'm very passionate when it comes to Taylor Swift. Obviously, we only have one spot left, so that spot goes to Lover. I love Lover. It's just such a lovely album. I love everything about it. I love all the songs. I love the aesthetic. I love that era of Taylor Swift during the Lover aesthetic. Does that make sense? I just love Lover. Like, what is there not to love about Lover? My favorite song off the Lover album is, well, it's so hard because I just love them all. I'm just gonna name, like, okay. This is so hard. My favorite Taylor Swift song changes like all the time. A lot of the time, my favorite song of Taylor Swift is off the Lover album. I definitely love All the Girls You Loved Before though. It's really good. It's really, really good. I love Afterglow, Daylight, Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, Death by a Thousand Cuts, Cruel Summer, Cornelia Street. I love Lover. There's not a flaw about Lover. It's perfection. That album is the perfect album. Now, if you don't like Taylor Swift's genre, I will see why you don't like the album, but I love that genre of music, so I just threw my pen. So I was going to also rank all of the songs on my favorite album, which, as you know now, is Lover, but I'm running out of time in this video. I'm not going to be able to fit it in. I already have a lot of footage for this video, so I'll probably do a part 2 where I rank every song on the Lover album. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you didn't, okay, I'm sorry. Well, anyway, bye.